Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Eaststar Tarot, and today we're going to be doing another collective and timeless reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels want to deliver to us as a message today. And we have with us our blue tiger's eye, very beautiful stone, and we have our bird totem with us. So we're going to let those guide us today and see what comes out of this reading. Okay. I'll put those back, those didn't flip. So what messages and guidance do we need to hear right now? What does this collective need to hear right now for their highest good? This card. Okay. So we got Three of Spokes. We have Ace of Strands. Okay. Five of Spokes. We have Six of Dice. And Knight of Scoops. Okay. Interesting. All right. So something's going to come in for you that's worth celebrating. Yeah, like I think you're getting some really good inspiration coming in for you, new passion, new ideas. And there's going to be some struggle with that for you, I think, because there's going to be a change in direction coming with that, but it's all for your own good. Like you're going to be on a new I feel like that bus was like confirmation. Going on a new journey, right? So we have Six of Dice here, which is like the Six of Swords, leaving over waters towards something, away from something else. So you're moving away from this lack mentality, this grief mentality that makes you look at what you lost instead of what you gained. And you're on a steady journey there. You're in a this person is like looking at like, it feels like I know what she's actually looking at in the story, but it feels like she's looking at like an itemized bill or something and being like, I don't know. So maybe like there's something about changes in your life that feel very like a big struggle to you, because like I'm getting loneliness out of this actually. Like there's like a lonely energy here. There's hardly any people. Yeah, because like with this Three of Spokes, which is the Three of Cups, it's interesting because you don't see any people there. It's just the empty bikes. And it feels like it's like you're wanting that company, you're wanting that friendship. You're wanting someone to celebrate with. And it's almost like you're just glowing on your own. You have this like, it's just one little strand glowing. And there's these other ones here that it feels like they're not with this other one, but you're like a light in the dark, right? Because all these other light bulbs, they're not glowing, but you're glowing. You're a very unique individual. And that might be why you feel alone right now, is that you have this light that you're carrying with you, but it feels like you're carrying it alone. You're on this journey and no one seems to understand. And then when these challenges hit you, it's like, that loneliness hits you harder, right? So it's just like grief can really hit you hard sometimes. And we have all these red flags here. Yeah, so like, with Six of Dice, like it says, here be monsters. Like there's been a rough patch, like some things going on that have like really turned your world upside down, or just made you feel like you are lacking control. But the Ace of Strands is here to remind you that, one good idea can get you back on your feet, right? So just keep nurturing that side of you that feels inspired, that wants to create new ideas. Even being with others might be a good way to do that. Letting yourself have fun and being celebratory with friends, or even just calling upon your friends to help you out, could be a valuable resource to you right now. And with the Knight of Scoops here, it feels like it is a struggle right now, but she's figuring it out. She's looking at all her receipts. I don't know if this is about finances or not. There's not really any pentacles here, but it feels that way somehow. Like it feels like getting out of a situation and trying to figure out how to do that. But with Knight of Scoops, like the energy is very stable. He's intelligent, or the knight anyway, and it's going on a long journey, and it feels like the progress is slow, like the pentacles, right? The knight. But it is stable and it's long lasting. So whatever solution you're coming up with, it's going to work out for you. It just might feel like it's going slow right now. I'm going to get one more card just to see how this goes. See how this ends. Okay. Sorry if you're hearing lots of noises. There's like construction out there or something. Two Scoops. Okay, yeah, so this was financial. Yeah. I was getting this feeling of financial issue, or it's relating to finances in some way. Like it might feel like it's just extremely frustrating right now. You don't know how you're going to resolve this issue. And it's just like, what am I going to do here? But you have the intelligence and the capacity to get yourself through this rough patch. Like it just feels like, you had a momentum going on your bike, and then suddenly something happened, it flattened your bike, and now you're stuck in this like woods and you're not sure if this is going to work out for you. And it's like, I'm taking this moment to reassess, to reevaluate. What can I do from here with what I have? And there's always going to be bumps and hurdles along the way, so it's kind of unavoidable. But I get the sense from this, you're going to learn how to really balance your books, like in a way that's going to give you a lot of stability, in a way that's going to make you feel very much like you're in control of your life. You have the skills and intelligence to get through any situation, and that is something you needed to learn. That is something you needed to grow through in order to get to these next levels that your guides want to get you to these next places in life, these new timelines. You need certain requirements and certain skills to get there. So they're moving you just kind of slowly through that. So it's going to take, a bit of time and a bit of struggle, but it is going to get you there. It just, sometimes it feels like it's taking forever, right? Trust me, I know. So just focus on what's, good in your life right now. Focus on the happy times, right? Because there's always something to be enjoying every day, right? If you do something every day that brings you happiness, the day is worth it, and it feels like you can keep going, right? I have to remind myself that too. So, I'm not just like throwing stuff out there. It's true. It keeps you going if you just, you got to reward yourself for getting through the day. Let's see here. Sorry about the weird noises. I don't know if you can even hear them, but there's weird like construction noises going on. Yeah, it feels like your life is under construction right now. Like stuff's got to be ripped up. Stuff's got to be like all messy and all over the place for a time until you can get things rolling. Yeah. Determination. That's what's your skill. There's a little hair here. Lucky hair. Maybe there'll be a bit of luck on your side. Yeah, it's a foxglove. Number 18 as well. That's the moon card in the major arcana. Because with foxglove, there's like this energy of determination, strong determination to get to where you want to go. But maybe it's a little bit intense for you right now. Like maybe it's a bit too much for you. Yeah, because maybe you need to like maybe you're getting a lot of different advice right now. It's a little bit overwhelming. And foxglove kind of reminds you to remember that you know what's best for you. You know the path that you need to follow. And we also have Wisteria come out with that. Wisteria always makes me think of protection, that there is guidance around you, that there is divine influence going on behind the scenes. And it just seems like they're also kind of similar plants, aren't they? Similar type of structures to them. So to me, it feels like you guys, whatever you're going through, you do have a handle on it, in the sense that you know intuitively what are the best actions to take, even if they don't quite make sense, even if others are giving you contrary advice. You can trust your instincts on this, and you can trust that there's guidance being sent your way as well. So keep an eye out for signs and things like that can help you. Keep your eyes on the prize. It's also reminding you to rely on others, which we had that with Three of Spokes as well. So threes, and it's also about like, don't compromise important relationships in the pursuit of something, right? Because sometimes it feels like we rely on other people and it's like we lose our independence. And we want to do things on our own. We want to solve things on our own, but sometimes we do need others' help. But maybe it's because having others help sometimes makes you lose focus on, makes you feel like you can't follow that intuition, follow that guidance. But there's a balance between these. You can find the balance between them where you can accept help, you can accept guidance, but you don't have to compromise on your spiritual integrity, your spiritual goals. Yeah. So there may be a need for help for outside influence right now, but just make sure that you don't let it control your decisions completely. Make sure you still stay focused on your goals, right? Yeah. Let's get a sip of tea. Throat's getting dry. Okay, let's get Land Sky Oracle for card here. Oh, that one really wanted to come out. Honor others, yeah. So there's a lot here about accepting and honoring others who will help you on this journey. Yeah, I guess we'll just put it there. Three of Spokes. Seems to go well there. Yeah. So Yama, it's the first card. It's the first element, is that we have to honor those around us. Because, the people around us do affect us. They do shape our world in some ways. And sometimes that's for the worse, but it can also be for the better. And maybe you're healing that right now. Maybe you felt for a long time that you had to be completely independent, that you couldn't lean on others to support you. But there are times in life where you're just going to have to accept help from others, where you're going to have to, you know, put down your pride and accept help. Hmm. Treat others the way you want to be treated, right? So honor those connections, but don't allow those connections to overwhelm you. And I think you're learning that. I think you're navigating that better now than you have in the past. Because before, maybe people were kind of like walking over you, but that also made you kind of fearful, like you can't ever trust anybody at any time. But that's not true either. There's always going to be like helpers out there. And sometimes you get guidance and assistance from angelic sources through other people, and you have to let others in to allow that guidance in. It's like sometimes we get news about a job or something through a friend, or we make connections in a certain way and it leads us to a certain place we're going to live, or a certain path, or gives us new ideas. Like there's something about that really needs to be looked at in our lives. Like, yeah. In the Foxglove here, the story is the guy gets jumped by some bandits and his head gets cut off, but then he just picks up the head and walks home. And it's like there's this hyper independence there from that. Like it's like when you get your head figuratively chopped off, like it's like you're just like, well, I'm just gonna pick it up and walk by myself. But like you can ask for help. You can ask for someone to guide you, right? Like it's like you're so determined to be independent that it's just like I can't accept this help. But sometimes you need to, and sometimes there's guidance in that help. It's hard when we've had toxic relationships. We don't trust others readily anymore, right? But when we learn boundaries and we learn how to keep ourselves safe from that and how to spot those red flags, right? We do know how to find the right people then. And it's all about learning, right? Wow, bee breath. Just be, right? I love that card. It's so pretty. The flowers. And the symbol there is really nice. Yeah, 21. I wonder if you're 21, or it's also with 3, which makes me think of spiritual guidance. Maybe bees are a symbol for you right now. Think of like busy as a bee. Oh man, I don't know if I can. Brahmari Pranayama? Brahmari Pranayama. Let's look in the book. Just check. Yeah. It's for the Hindu goddess of bees, focus and stamina. So bees, they fly from flower to flower with clear focus and without distractions. That helps them turn off their senses and focus inward. And the vibration is known as, like the sound they make is known as nada. Yeah, so there's maybe even humming like that, like would be good for you right now, just to keep yourself grounded. The bee breath though card is about like challenging the stories that we tell ourselves. Like what stories are we constantly living through, constantly reliving, and thinking that they're all that is, right? Like they're all that is in our reality, but it's not true. Bee breath wants us to see beyond that. And just be, right? I'm sorry for all the puns, but like it's true. You have to let yourself be in the present moment and not living in the past or in the future even, because sometimes our worries can take us to the the future, and it's not where we are meant to be. We're meant to be in the present. And the present might have guidance and help there for you, but if we're living in the past, it hurts, right? We're not going to receive it. So make sure you're being aware of those aspects and what's influencing you in that way. Yeah. Let's take your child. Because maybe sounds like there's something going on with, deep wounds of the past influencing our decisions now. Okay. Accept what is, yeah. The act of acceptance will bring peace. So your key to peace is just allowing yourself to flow with what is right now. You can't control the circumstances outside of you. Sometimes things just happen, right? But it's not a time for you to let that influence you in such a way that you fall apart. If you just accept it as it is, you're going to feel way more calm, way more at ease. Because maybe something else is going to turn a corner for you soon. But you need to get through this period and let yourself be calm. Let yourself just absorb what's going on and let things happen, let things unfold, right? Because sometimes things just have to unfold in a certain way in order for us to receive. But if we're constantly fighting against it because we don't want to turn down this certain angle, it's like, well, you're never going to get to that, rainbow at the end of the rainstorm, right? Yeah, so just keep an open mind. Because maybe what you think is happening isn't what is really happening. Maybe things are going to go in a different direction. Wow. Let's just keep going. Yeah, where are we heading towards? Like, where are things really going? Okay. Wow, yeah. Prosperity lies ahead. So that's a pretty good message. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You've got to remember that. You've got to keep that in your mind. Don't let the scary thoughts be all that's tumbling around in your mind, because that's just going to steal from your happiness, and it's going to make you be in this fear state, and then you will be in this life that's not for you, right? It's not where you want to be. We are much happier when we're just, because even if we can't control circumstances, if we find ways to be happy, that's kind of how we take back the control, right? We can only control our reactions to the circumstances. And it's important not to let things be personal, right? Because sometimes we make it about ourselves, everything bad is happening to me, but maybe it's just the universe rearranging itself for a certain end. It's funny how we're kind of you think of animals. Animals have this reactive instinct to circumstances that just, goes for survival. They don't get worked up about things being personal attacks on them. They adapt, right? And that's what helps them survive. So right now you kind of need to be in the state of well, I'm just going to adapt and I'm going to make do with what is the circumstance. Because if you endure through that, something good is lying ahead of you. I think maybe this is just the period of time where, it's like a tower moment where things fall apart and you're like, well, where's my future now? What am I going to do? But it's rearranging itself, kind of like the construction out there. It's rearranging itself to bring in something new. And then it's going to be much better than it was. But it has to go through this period of transformation, right? It's like the butterfly. Actually, we'll get a butterfly card here and just see, what kind of changes are you going through right now? Make this kind of feel crazy. What kind of changes are happening? we go. Courage, yeah. You're learning courage. Like, I think it's kind of like you're going through a scary period so that you can see what you're made of. It's almost like a test of faith. Well, how am I going to fit these in here? I don't know. Maybe I'll just put them up there. Yeah, you can go up here. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, now I gotta put him up here because it just feels right. There we go. Being the cow. Yeah, because it just feels like right now it does feel really scary. There's a lot of purples going on here too, like lilac colors. Even when the ice cream's lilac colored, like maybe there's something about like lilac is something important to you, or that'll be a sign for you. It also makes me think of the third eye, so maybe there is something going on with your third eye right now that's important, that feels scary, but it's all in alignment for you. Yeah, this is a time to like call upon your courage. Yeah, let's see. Get another card here. Yeah, what else are they needing courage for? Weird. Put those aside and use this one. Gracefully aging. Okay. So maybe it's like you're going to a new phase of life, and that's really scary for you. You know, because sometimes we don't have the same finances, or we feel like we're blocked out from certain things because of our age. Like, that can feel really daunting. And, when we get older, we have to think about things like, how am I going to retire, or how am I going to make ends meet, or maybe you've gone through some financial crisis and it's like, you don't know how to move forward at this point, because it's like everything changed and now things seem uncertain and your plans are kind of all up in the air. But there's nothing bad coming for you. It's only good things. It's like you just gotta keep one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward, because like maybe you think that there's like this loss, like it could even be like the loss of your youth. Like you just feel like there's less opportunity now, but there's only more. Like you're older and wiser. And it's a good thing. It's, you know what to do. You know what path to go on. And even if you don't right now, that information is going to come in for you. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out the path forward. And you're going to figuratively learn how to balance the two cones. Like you're going to balance the books. And it's going to work out for you. Because maybe you have certain goals and you're just kind of like, how do I ever meet those with this paycheck I get? Or how am I ever going to like get through these times? I mean, it's financially, it's a hard time. Like there's been a lot of like struggle for everybody, I think. Especially if you're in North America, like it's just been crazy. But I think that you just need to get through this rough time right now, because something good is coming for you. And it's just about having the courage to keep going and not give up. Yeah, like some other cards fell out with the butterfly cards too. I'm not going to lay them down, but they are kind of drawing me to them, like relationship dynamics, seeking and finding motivation. So to me, it's like finding a new relationship as well. Like getting back out there, so to speak. Like maybe that's what scares you. Like maybe it's like finding the ideal partner, finding someone who matches with you, and figuring out how you're going to build a life together. Hmm. And maybe you're just not in the place you thought you were going to be at this time in your life. And it's kind of like, what am I going to do? But it's going to be okay. It's just the storm right now. But there's going to be a time of peace after, and there's going to be a new opportunity waiting for you there. Prosperity lies ahead. So, because, this is underneath Ace of Strands. One good idea might be your ticket out of here. That might be all that is required from you. And maybe it's just, and you had seeking and finding there. Like you will find what you're seeking. And maybe it's just that you need to look in a different place for it, right? Find the motivation, right? Yeah. All right. I think that's the end of the reading. I hope it was helpful for you. Please don't let things get you down, because I know how hard it is when it feels like things are just building up and like you can't take it all on your own. And you know what? You don't have to. You can ask for help in many different ways from different people. And just focus on enjoying every day, a little bit of every day. And take on one task at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. That's a big one. Don't overwhelm yourself. Because you can get through this, and there's going to be something really great on the other side. Just keep going. Just keep going. All right. I'm going to sign off here. So if you want to see more videos, just like and subscribe or leave a comment to help the algorithm and the channel out. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.